Welcome back to the Hello One Guy, and let's get started with today's tutorial because we are going to build the ammo system today. Alright guys, so here I've got my Unity project open up, and of course today we are going to implement the ammo because our player can currently just shoot the gun as much as he wants. It doesn't really cause any problems. So to add resource management, we are going to add an ammo system and of course display an ammo counter in the UI along with one more thing, which is that we are going to add ammo pickups as well. So first, before I actually do that, first thing I would like to do is that you can see that this kill count text, I made it black right now. It was white originally. This is what it looked like in the last episode, and there's a slight problem with this. So if I play the game, then you can see if I get it behind something white, it's really hard to read, and that's not really that good. And you might be saying that why don't I make it just black, but that would still be a problem because if there is like a black background, then it won't work. So in order to fix this, what I'm going to do is, it's not really that complicated. I'm going to right click on this canvas, go under UI and add in an image. Then I'm going to call this one kill count backgrounds. Okay, so this is going to be the kill count background. I'm going to go ahead and then make it white. I guess okay, I will make this white, and then I'm going to go here and I'm going to move this to the top left corner by pressing Alt to snap it to that position. Then I'm going to increase its width to 300 while decreasing the height to 60. Then I'm going to move it until it is at a correct position. uh, that looks pretty good. I'm going to just make it negative 40 the y, and x negative 160, not negative, maybe 165. Okay, and now of course currently if I go ahead in my kill count text and I make it black, then what you can see that it's still not visible. That's because this is on top of it, and if I just drag it behind this, then you can see that now it's working. So now what I'm going to do is go ahead in my kill count text and make sure that it's stretched, and then it will call it to become here, but I'm going to drag this and make it a child of the background, and then I'm going to reset all of these values to 0. Now if I go ahead and make it center aligned, then you can see that everything is working now and it looks pretty good. And yeah, that's awesome. So what I can do is select this kill count background, and for making it a little better, I can select this and change this to something like UI sprite. And if I do that, you can see that we have got slightly curved edges here which look quite cool. So if I play the game now, then you can see that even if we have a white background, then it still looks pretty nice because the text is still visible. So this was just a small little addition that actually makes quite a big difference. Alright, so now we are going to actually get started programming the actual ammo system. So in order to do that, I'm going to open up Visual Studio and then open up the shooting script. Now in here we have got quite a long script, to be honest. I think it might make a little bit of sense to separate this, but I'm not going to do that. You can if you want. Maybe you can just have a single player class, but that would make stuff a bit too much because the player movement is already like 47 lines of code and it will make the file too long. But anyway, inside of here, what I'm going to do is go here and create two variables. So a private int called max ammo, and then so the way we are going to do is that we are going to have a maximum ammo, and then we are going to have a specific size, magazine size, and then we are going to have our current ammo and the total amount of ammo left, so all of that. So in order to do that, I'm going to have in a private int current ammo. Now we could just have these two variables and then subtract, but it would be a lot more realistic if we had like if you could store a large amount of ammo. So if I change this to total ammo, this will be the total amount of ammo we currently have, which will never exceed the max ammo. And then we are going to I'm actually going to go ahead here and move this max ammo to a serialized field because it makes a lot more sense. Okay, this by default I'm going to just make it 100, and then I'm going to add yet another serialized field, private int max magazine size. So this will be the size of our magazine, which I'm going to by default make 20. Okay, now here we are going to have an int for the total amount of ammo we have got, and then we are going to have another amount for the current ammo we have got in our magazine. You can name this variable a bit better if you want, but by default when the game starts we will set our total ammo is equal to the max ammo. Or maybe if you don't want your player to start at the maximum, maybe you want different, that you can have a private int here called default ammo, which you can set to something like 50, and then in the start we can set it to default ammo instead of max ammo. Default ammo, come on. Okay, so yeah, that works, and we have got it working, and the total ammo will be there, but the current ammo will we are going to set the current ammo is equal to the magazine size. So that's enough for the initialization. One thing I will do though is add this piece of code here, which will basically check if our default ammo is greater than the max ammo, and if that is the case, then we set the default ammo to the max ammo. So we basically clamp it, and now we can get to the actual behavior inside of our shooting method. Now before I actually implement that, what I'm going to do is go here, and I'm going to implement a function here called reload. And what this function will essentially do is that, well, reload the gun. So in order to do that, what we are going to do is we are going to say we are going to set our current ammo is equal to, we are going to add to it actually plus equal, and that is going to be the magazine size minus our current ammo. Now and then what we are going to do is not copy this, copy this statement here, and then we are going to say our that our total ammo, not the total ammo, the stored ammo is minus equal, so minus and then just paste this is equal to the same value. So we add this value to the current ammo and subtract this from the stored ammo. Now this won't actually work because the current ammo will be modified in the second step. So in order to do that, we are going to have another variable here called ammo, which is set to our current ammo at the start, so that in here we can say ammo and ammo with ease. Alright, so this should work for the reloading, and I'm going to also add a manual reload method here. Let me just remove these unnecessary braces. Okay, so now we are going to go here and say if input dot get button, and the button name is going to be reload. Get button down actually, because we don't want this button to repeat. That would cause a lot of problem, believe me. And this is going to be not start coroutine. We are just going to call the reload method. Alright, now in the shoot function, what we are going to do is in here, after we are actually shooting, I'm going to say current current ammo minus minus. We are going to decrement that. Alright, so what we are going to do in the start of the method is that we are going to check. So we are going to say, go here and say if current ammo is less than 0. So our current ammo, the ammo we have is less than 0, then we are going to reload the gun. Alright, so this is pretty much it we need for this. So if I go under, let it compile, and then I go under Unity. Now what I have done here is of course enable debug mode instead of normal mode. So now we can even see the private variables here. So you can see stored ammo and current ammo are currently now 0, and max ammo is equal to 100, and the default ammo is equal to 40. I'm going to just change it 50 maybe. I mean, come on. And I'm going to just disable the enemy spawner for now. And now if I hit play, and if I just select my player, move down. Okay, so you can see that stored ammo is 30 while current ammo is 20. Now if I shoot, you can see that my current ammo now decreases to 15 and the stored ammo is 30. Now if I hit R, then you can see that our current ammo becomes 20 again and our stored ammo becomes 25. And if I keep shooting, then you can see that it is working. So 4 3 2 1 0. Now you can see we can go to -1 before this actually results in an error, and our stored ammo can also go negative. So yeah, that is a problem that we need to solve, but you can see the basics working. Now the first problem can be solved pretty easily by changing this to less than or equal to, and in here where we are doing this, we are saying stored ammo is less than or minus equal magazine size minus ammo. However, we can only do that if our stored ammo is the problem here is I'm going to try to explain to you what the problem is. So if I go under here and I hit play, then now you can see that I can shoot, and as soon as I reach 0 and I try to shoot again, then my ammo is reset. But my current ammo is now 19 instead of 20, which it should be. If I just shoot and then I go here and it's, you can see it's 19 and my stored ammo decreases to negative 10. So why is that happening? Well, if I go under my code here, you can see that we are calling reload here, but the problem is that we are still shooting. So we actually don't need to shoot if our current ammo is less than or equal to 0, of course, because that's of course not what we want. So in order to exit out of this coroutine, remember this is a coroutine, so I need to say yield break. Now if I let that compile and I go here run, everything should work. You can add extra security checks if you want, but really that's completely unnecessary. And if I go here and I play, now you can see it's 30. Let me shoot. 3 2 1 0 and I shoot again and it's 19. All right, and but if I actually shoot and okay, it also goes to negative 10, so it's really not like completely working, even though we are executing yield break here. So the reason is that we are calling this we are calling this. However, the problem is that we can only do this if this amount is so if the magazine size minus our current ammo is greater than the stored ammo. So just to show you what I mean, what I'm going to do here is actually add in an if statement to fix this. So we are going to check if our magazine size minus ammo is less than our no, not really that, our stored ammo is greater than or equal to this amount. If it is, then we are going to execute all of this code. Now if it isn't, then that means that not enough ammo is available. So what we are going to do is just set our current ammo to be equal to the stored ammo that we have got, and set our stored ammo to be equal to 0, and this should work. We should actually solve all of our problems except maybe that 19 one, in which we are not getting like complete 20, but we will get to that as well. So let me hit play and you can see that in here we have got 30 and 20, and if I shoot 3 2 1, it works, but it's still 19, and you can see it's 8 now, and if I shoot again, then it's now 0 and you cannot shoot anymore, and that's working. So of course if you didn't notice, then it's still the 19 error is still here. So if I keep shooting 3 2 1 0 and then 19, it goes from 0 to 19 instead of going from 0 to 20. So what is the reason behind that? Now the reason this is happening is actually right, because it is actually supposed to happen. So let me just get the code to where it was originally, because I kind of changed it a little bit. But okay, so the reason it's happening is that when we do yield break, then if you see, then we are calling that function immediately again. We are basically calling the shoot function again, and then it is subtracting 1 immediately. So in order to fix this, what you can do is, first of all, you need to remove this can shoot is equal to false statement to the top. So we set that to false whenever we shoot. Now you can leave it at that 19 error. You can call it an error, but that's actually realistic because seeing our current code. If I remove, if I'm going to copy this piece of code here, and then I'm going to add that as well. So what this will allow us to do is that now we can basically this should actually cause it to work. So now we will kind of waste one cycle in reloading. So if I play now, Then you can see that it's currently 30 and 20 our ammo, and I can shoot, and that decreases the ammo, and then it's 20 after it restarts. So you can see that now it should be 10, and yes, so one cycle is wasted in between, and that's pretty good. So now before I wrap up this video, I'm going to do one more thing, and of course that's actually create the UI. So I'm going to go here and change this back to normal. We don't need that now. And I'm going to go to this canvas, right click, and I'm going to add in a another canvas here, which will basically represent our ammo. So the reason I'm adding this is that actually we don't need that. I think okay, so at first I was thinking that we will have a separate element for both of those, but we won't actually do that. So I'm just going to add in a text here called ammo text, and I'm going to set this to something like 20 and by 30, which is the way this is going to be represented. And then I'm going to make sure that it is center aligned both vertically and horizontally. Then I'm going to move it there, make the position on the Y be negative 50, not 50, maybe 40, negative negative 40. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I think I'm going to also just copy the kill count background here and remove the text and add the ammo text in here instead. Then of course I'm going to move this to here, and then I'm going to make the ammo text stretch so that we have got our background there. If I just move it behind this and then I move it inside, I'm going to rename this to the ammo text background. And now I'm going to go ahead and select the ammo text, and I'm going to make this black. And as you can see, that's pretty much working. I'm going to also select this, and of course this needs to be a lot thinner. I think something like 150 should do fine, and the height is good. And I can make this position a little bit like negative 40, and on the X I can change this to negative 100. And yeah, that should look pretty good. Maybe negative 60, 50. Alright, I'm going to set both of these to negative 50. You can play around with these values and set them to whatever you prefer. Alright, so that is pretty good, and now we have got our ammo text here. And what we are going to do is now we are going to actually update the ammo text in the update function, so that it's updated all the time. We could do it in shoot, but that would this would cause a bunch of problems, really, to be honest. So I'm just going to do it here, and of course for that we actually need a reference to the text. So I'm going to have another text reference here. Now you can and I'm going to call this ammo text. Now you can see that this is getting quite complicated. We have a bunch of references, so it can be a useful idea to separate the references into different different groups. So what I'm going to do is move these lines down using a Visual Studio shortcut. You can just press Alt to move lines around. And what I'm going to do is use this header here, and I can supply it with this, and I can say UI element. So this will basically create a header, which means a separate section for this, and I can have other headers here. For example, I can have you can create more things if you like. So you can have a header here called shooting, and yeah, that I think is pretty good. If I let it compile, go here, then you can see that selecting the player, now we've got a lot we've got these headings here which make it kind of easy to separate the stuff. And what I'm going to do is go under here again, and I'm going to drag this ammo text here. And now what we are going to do in the update method is say ammo text dot set text, come on, and this is going to be equal to the current ammo dot to string plus a slash and space, and then our stored ammo dot to string. You can format this whatever way you like, but you get the basic idea, and this should actually work. So if I like to compile, go to Unity and hit play, then as soon as the game starts, it's 20 by 30, and I can shoot, and it's updates accordingly, and that's pretty good. Yeah, so this is a pretty much working ammo system. So this is pretty much it for this video, and I will see you in the next video, in which we will hopefully design our first level. But I might, work a bit on the enemy spawning system first. So I will see you in the next video, and also like and subscribe. So bye.